tell me if you have empty ribbon spools, okay? So because you might want to save those after this live. So here's just a few. Like this one came from Hobby Lobby, I can tell from the ribbon. But so what I'm using is going to be the inside of these, okay? Okay. So I'm taking just off both sides, and this one almost looks like a tape roll, right? Like an empty tape roll. So if you had like the blue painter's tape, you could probably use that roll too. So I'm just gonna trash this because I don't know any other way to use it, y'all. But I'm just gonna leave it like that. Okay, so this is gonna be the bottom part. This will be the largest part of my snowman. Now your snowman size is going to vary depending on the size of your spools, right? Because look at this one. This is a tiny one, right? So this came out of one of my spools, but obviously it was too small, right, for the head. So I couldn't use this. Now you could use this for a really small snowman or maybe something different. You guys might have other ideas. If you do, let me know, because I know there's lots of things you can do with empty spools. Okay, so it's going to kind of stack. It's going to kind of sit like this. Now you can see that they're not the same width, but that's okay. It's not going to be that big of a deal, okay? So don't worry about it if one's a little thinner than the other like this, okay? So I'm going to go ahead, because I already made one. You guys know, you know me, I always practice on my stuff, and I'll show you both of them at the end. But I'm going to paint, I'm just going to use my white Waverly. If you wanted to do it a different color, you certainly could. I'm just going to start with my white Waverly paint though. Okay, I'm just going to dry my paint a little bit, and then I may go back over just a little bit, but of course we're going to add some glitter on top of these. I know you're not surprised, but it's a snowman, so it's got to have some glitter. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to attach these with some hot glue, and I'm going to put my glasses on, just so I don't burn my finger. That's what happens when you get older and you have to have reading glasses. Okay, so I'm just putting a little thin line. Not a whole lot, just enough for this to sit right on top, okay? And these don't weigh anything. So I'm just trying to get it centered on there. So that hot glue holds it nicely, okay? Okay, so now we're going to do Mod Podge. And after the Mod Podge, we're going to use the glitter. And this is just glitter from Hobby Lobby. You could use the glass glitter or whatever on this if you want to, but it's going to use quite a bit, so I would just prefer to use the regular glitter, but totally up to you, okay? So, and this little guy is going to be simple, but what I like about this project is you could make all kinds of, dipped it too far down in there. You can make all kinds of snowmen different sizes for Christmas. So I feel like you could do a whole mantle of these, or just a whole bunch to go on the shelf to line them up. I think it'd make it just a really pretty little piece. I don't know. And it's simple, and y'all know I like simple. So, and I'm doing both sides with the Mod Podge, okay? Both sides of it, because it is going to be standing up on something, and I'll show you how we're going to do that in a minute. And I'm doing the inside, okay? So you want to get plenty of Mod Podge on here. So now I'm just going to sprinkle my glitter, and there's something yucky in there. Let me get that out of there. I need to pull that brown piece out. Okay, and then you're just going to sprinkle it. I always lay a piece of scrapbook paper down just so I can pick it up and put my glitter back in there, because, you know, we don't just throw stuff away around here. Okay, so the top is all glittered. Isn't that pretty? I don't know if that would work any better or not. This is just how I'm doing it. But see, it's really pretty and sparkly. Okay. Now, let's do the bottom part, and then we'll have this little guy all covered. So this is just a piece of material. He's in here. Now we're going to put this behind here and then pull it over here. Okay, so I'm just trimming the ends down, just trimming it up. And then I'm going to just kind of put just a little bit of hot glue on here. My scissors are so dull. I've got to get me some new scissors. Okay. And I have a lot of strings and stuff on here, but I'll probably trim some of those off, okay? So this one I'm just going to attach right here with just a dab of hot glue. Okay, and then this one I left just a smidge longer, and I'm going to put it down here. You don't have to attach these with hot glue if you don't want. If you just want to leave it like it is, I just like to put just a little dab of hot glue on there, okay? Now, looks like that, okay? And so I just pulled the string off, and see that? So then it just kind of looks slit. And then you can just pull off as much as you want, okay? Now, that's our little snowman. If you want to, you could go the extra step and put a hat on there. A little soft hat or a top hat would be super cute. Okay. Then we're going to put them on a base. Now, you can use these. These are wood pile, and these are from Hobby Lobby. And I buy these when they're on sale all the time, and I keep these on hand. But I think for this one, because my snowman's a little bit bigger, I picked these up at Dollar General, and you get 2 of these, and they're like, they used to be $2, so they were like $1 a piece, but they've raised their price just a little bit, but they're still just a little bit over $1 a piece when you look at it. So we're going to use one of these, and these came from Dollar General, okay? So I'm going to do the same thing. If you wanted a natural look, you could leave it natural, because that's a pretty color. Or you can paint it. I'm going to paint this, and then I'm going to sprinkle some glitter on it. And then we're going to attach our little snowman. So it'll be super cute. Okay, we're going to put our, you know what? I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's glue it down. And then we'll glitter it. Okay, so just again with the hot glue, I'm going to kind of hold it on here to see where I need it. Or where I want it, and kind of to get it in the center there. And again, these guys don't weigh very much. They're pretty lightweight, so your hot glue will hold it down pretty well. And once you get it on there, you can always put just a little more underneath, like right there. And that excess glue, you can cover that up with glitter. So don't stress about it if you're like, oh no, I've got too much glue on there, because it'll cover up. I promise. Now we'll go through with our Mod Podge that I tried to get ahead of myself. And we're just going to kind of brush that around the bottom. I kind of have some little strings in there that I'm going to have to get out of there, because we don't want those red strings in our snow. It'll look like a crime scene, and we don't want that, because we want it to be a happy a happy thing. Okay. Now so you're just gonna put some shimmer on there. It's gonna be really cute. It's gonna look like snow all around this little guy. Okay, and you can add as much or as little as you want. Sometimes I like to put just a little bit more, and maybe just a little bit hanging kind of down on the side here, kind of like it's dripping down off the front of your little piece here. And then we'll put just a little bit more, like right there. like I said, it says middle, as little or as much as you want it. That one is big, see, and then said this one's just a little guy. So, and then I just had little spools that I made with this one. Thanks, guys. Thanks for hanging with me. I will see you next time. Bye, friends.